Hey everybody, Plushie here, and today making another Pokemon VGC video. I know this is not like the normal channel content, but I am pretty passionate about VGC, and I recently reached the Master Ball rank with this team, and I just wanted to share because I'm pretty stoked about it. I've never reached Master Ball rank ever. I recently got into VGC, so I guess that's fair. But yeah, basically the team is Expanding Fox. The name is not sus at all, by the way. Don't look it up on Google. But yeah, it's Delphox Expanding Force, and I guess Delphox is the only part that is slightly channel related because haha Fox. And I think Delphox is actually pretty good for Expanding Force. Most people run Armor Rouge or Iron Crown, but Delphox is pretty funny because it has Magician. Magician is an ability where basically you can snatch other people's items if you don't have an item. So I'm running Psychic Seed. Basically, after it enters Psychic Terrain, it just eats the item and then gets special defense. So it can snatch other people's items, and this can be pretty disruptive sometimes. Like this can snatch people's choice specs, choice band to reduce their damage. This can snatch people's life orbs to reduce their damage. This can snatch people's assault vest to make your consecutive damage on the following turns better, because most of this team is special attackers, so it is really scared of assault vest. So having Magician to snatch somebody's assault vest can potentially be game winning. Obviously Terra Psychic, because just for the damage boost, and female, very important. It runs Expanding Force, obviously, the main DPS move. It also runs Focus Blast. I'm still experimenting with Focus Blast. This used to be Nasty Plot, but I feel like I just don't really have the turns to fit in Nasty Plot most of the time. I usually opt for Protect just to play safe, and I really don't like Incineroar. Incineroar is everywhere, and Delphox doesn't have any good moves to hit Incineroar with unless you Terra something that isn't Psychic for Terra Blast, but I did try that out as well for like Terra Water, but I usually find that I would rather have the extra Psychic damage when I need it. So I'm running this very bad move, 70% accuracy, but this can potentially catch Incineroar off guard, because Incineroar is neutral against Fairy, which really sucks. Otherwise I would have used Fairy moves, because Delphox actually has Fairy moves. Heat Wave, just good spread move in general. This can also deal with quite a bit of other stuff that is resistant to Expanding Force, like Steel types, like Rillaboom that gets rid of Psychic Terrain. That happens a lot, so you can just Heat Wave them in the face instead. This also deals with Chien-Pao, who's also Dark type, and instead of having to use something like Focus Blast, you use Heat Wave because obviously it's a better move. And Protect. The Eevee is just full speed, full special attack, and 4 HP, and it's also running Modest, which is special attack boost because I have Tailwind. I don't think I need to run Speed Boost. Other than the Delphox, most other Pokemon are just really standard stuff I copied off of websites such as Pikalytics. Like Indeedee is just a standard Indeedee that is bulky, Helping Hand, good support move, Follow Me, probably the most important move to redirect threats from Delphox, like Knockoff, Earth Power, whatever. Hyper Voice is just there for chip. I know some people like running Dazzling Gleam, but Dazzling Gleam isn't stab, so it doesn't really do that much damage, even if it's against super effective targets. So I like to run Hyper Voice, but it doesn't really matter. And Fake Out, I only ran this because I recently just found out you can actually fake out non-grounded Pokemon, even in Psychic Surge. It's just funny. Like, you should probably run Protect, but I usually never click Protect anyway, so I'm just having fun here. Ability, obviously Psychic Surge is the purpose of this Pokemon. I'm running Rocky Helmet instead of Psychic Seed because Delphox is running Psychic Seed. Also, Rocky Helmet plus Follow Me is scary. It breaks Focus Ash on stuff like Chien-Pao if they use like Sacred Sword. It also chips away so much damage against stuff like Rapid Strike or Shifu, so pretty good. Same with the Tornadus. It's just like a bulky set. I don't even know where I copied this Eevee spread off of. This is probably not optimal because I don't think this is the same as the Pikalytics VGC website, but it's just like full bulk, no speed, no special attack. Terra Flying to boost Bleak Windstorm damage. Its move, obviously, Prankster Tailwind is its main purpose. Bleak Windstorm for damage. Sunny Day and Rain Dance. I didn't run Taunt because I'm in Psychic Terrain. I can taunt another Tornadus because they're not grounded, but I am going to lose the speed tie anyways, so I just take it if I get taunted. Sunny Day, Rain Dance, obviously. Weather control is really good. Like, I can turn off people's rain, I can turn off people's sun, and Sunny Day further boosts Delphox's Heat Wave and, Flutter Mane, Photosynthesis, and Rain Dance helps the accuracy for Bleak Windstorm and Sandsear Storm on Landorus. And Citrus Berry just makes it more tanky. Landorus, also completely copied set. It is a full speed, full special attack, Sheer Force Life Orb, just full on damage set, once again to deal with the pesky steel and fire types that I'm not very good at dealing with Expanding Force. Also, you know, Terra Poison Sludge Bomb is just very strong, even at neutral. Protect. Sandsear Storm is great, especially considering I have Rain, and Earth Power is just great if you don't want to deal with RNG, and also you want to focus damage on one target. So yeah, it's just normally good Landorus. Same with Ogerpon. This is the most standard Wellspring Ogerpon moveset. Ivy Cudgel, Follow Me, Horn Leech, Spiky Shield. There's like no other set basically. The EV spread is the standard, like most offensive one. Jolly Nature, full speed, full attack. And I probably should change this to a more bulky spread because I'm using it more as a support, but I don't use it that often, honestly, so I didn't want to bother. Fluttermane, also just generically good at dealing with stuff. Especially considering I have Sunny Day. I can run Focus Sash instead of Booster Energy since it's really frail. Once again, it's like full speed, full special attack, and I made it modest again, special attack boost with the Photosynthesis, because once again I have Tailwind. Like, I'm really greedy with all of these special attackers. They're all modest because I have Tailwind and also NDD's Redirection. I think they are less susceptible to being outsped. You know, it's Terra Stellar just to play around like Fake Out because it keeps its ghost type defensiveness, but it's probably not optimal either because I'm running both Dazzling Gleam and Moonblast. They're both fairy moves, and obviously the Terra Stellar only procs once, but still, you know, even if it just procs once, it's probably good enough most of the time. Shadow Ball, another just strong stab option, and Protect. So nothing too special in the other Pokemons here, honestly, but I guess let's get into the battles. So because I lost the actual live commentary audio, so I'm just going to commentate over the footage. I picked 3 games where I won. Imagine putting games that I lost in. I did get a pretty long win streak, but yeah, I'm just going to briefly showcase this. And this is the first match, which is pretty funny. It's Regigigas and Weezing's Neutralizing Gas. It's kind of a meme team. And basically my aim here is to try to take out the Weezing as fast as possible. I led with Ogerpon instead of Indeedee because I don't want to waste the Psychic Terrain, but I still want someone with Follow Me to basically sack to the Regigigas, because the Regigigas is going to outspeed everything without the slow start ability, and it's probably going to one-shot because it's just a terrifying Pokemon without its nerf on its ability, basically. So basically here I went with Follow Me on the Ogerpon to sacrifice it as a taunt fodder, and Delphox would just try to kill the Weezing with non-boosted Expanding Force because it's still counter. And the footage cut out here for a bit. Regigigas actually Terra Normal for even more extra damage. Okay, the Crush Grip with the Terra Normal boost. And you can see here Regigigas actually lost HP, meaning that it was Life Orb, so there's no way anything was living that. Terrifying, but I did manage to take out the Weezing because it didn't protect on one, so basically I won. I crippled the Regigigas. It's just a useless thing on field right now. It just, you know, doesn't do damage, super slow. It just sucks now, unfortunately. So now the Indeedee can come out safely to set up the Psychic Terrain for my normal size spam team to actually function. So I'm just going to go for the Expanding Force, and the Indeedee is going to go for Follow Me, still to mostly play around the Shadow Ball from Fluttermane that would, you know, potentially do devastating damage to the Delphox. I mean, now with the Psychic Terrain, Delphox actually gets the special defense boost from the Psychic Seed, so I'm pretty safe from, like, you know, neutral Dazzling Gleam from Fluttermane. So I'm not really that worried. So yeah, it doesn't do that much damage, and I go for the Terra boosted Expanding Force now with the Terrain. It's actually an AoE move, and it deals massive damage to both of them. And the Magician activates, it steals the choice specs from the Flutter main. Interestingly, this does not count, by the way, like the attack that actually takes the item doesn't count. So I can still select a different move next turn, and yeah, Regigigas hits into the Rocky Helmet on the Indeedee, and also the Life Orb just kills it. And now Metagross is out, and because it's a Steel Psychic, so I'd rather go for a Heat Wave just to do, you know, super effective damage rather than quad resist. And I'm just gonna follow me with the Indeedee, just to be safe once again from like Shadow Ball and stuff. And the funny thing is, the Metagross forgot that it couldn't use priority moves because it's Psychic Terrain. That's also a good thing about Psychic Terrain, like you don't have to worry about stuff like Sucker Punch or Thunderclap and you know, Grassy Glide, whatever. Fake Out, probably the most common one as well. So yeah. So the Heat Wave kills the Flutter main and deals devastating damage to the Metagross, and yeah, basically the game's over at this point. So the second match is more so against a standard team, I'd say, because, you know, it's got the Incineroars, it's got the Urshifu, it's got the Tornadus, Fluttermane, Landorus, you know, Metagross. They're all just like very common Metamons. So yeah, I just decided to lead with the two Genies because Spam team doesn't actually match up into too many of these Pokemon well. I was expecting to see Metagross and Incineroar, and Metagross did appear, so at least half of the prediction was correct. So the double Genie lead is also pretty strong. Landorus covers for a lot of things that Spam team doesn't do well against, like once again Incineroar and Metagross with the ground moves. And I'm just going to go for a Tailwind Earth Power into the Metagross trying to kill it, but he read it, so he withdrew it into a Landorus of his own. Unfortunately, it's a flying type, so I can't hit it with Earth Power. And it protects with the Tornadus, but I still get to set up Tailwind, which is pretty important, because like he's also probably going to Tailwind, so it's important to match it. And this allows me to use a attacking move with the Tornadus on the second turn. Unfortunately, they don't match well into each other, so I'm just going to Sludge Bomb the Tornadus, and I'm going to go with the Bleak Wind Storm. So as expected, they also use Tailwind. Yeah, and Sludge Bomb into the Tornadus. That's basically exactly what I did, except I already Tailwinded last turn, so I get to use Bleak Wind Storm this turn. It procs to Citrus Berry, it's very tanky. And Bleak Wind Storm, of course, misses on the Landorus, but it's kind of fine. I think taking out the Tornadus was more important anyways, so yeah, that's what you have to deal with not very accurate moves. You would rather, ideally you want to set up Rain for that to be guaranteed. So the Urshifu comes out. I'm just going to try to take it out with the Bleak Wind Storm. It's super effective. And I don't want to switch anything out, basically. I kind of just want to let things go down. But unfortunately, they read it and used Detect. Probably because they know Sludge Bomb doesn't go very well into Landorus, and unfortunately the Sludge Bomb crit, I don't know if he needed the crit to kill, to be honest, because, you know, Sheer Force, Life Orb, Sludge Bomb is really scary. But yeah, unfortunately I wasn't able to get a hit into the Landorus, but now I can switch into the Delphox and basically execute the standard Spam sort of protocol. I'm just going to switch into the Indeedee and pray that Surging Strike doesn't go into the Delphox. So this is a bit of a dangerous move I'm sort of half predicting him to hit into the Indeedee. But turns out I was faster because I kind of forgot Urshifu used Detect last turn, so this means that he's not running Scarf, and Delphox is actually a really fast Pokemon. So I ended up being faster here, and I just ended up one-shotting it with the Expanding Force, so that's pretty nice. I tanked the Sludge Bomb just fine after the Psychic Seed boost. Really strong. I think this combo is actually really strong. Like, even though there's some RNG involved with the Magician, deals massive damage. Magician steals Life Orb. Unfortunately, you do take the recoil from the Life Orb, and your attack actually is not boosted. The attack that steals the Life Orb is not boosted by the Life Orb, but you still have to take the penalty because of a funny interaction in Pokemon. But basically, we won here. Once again, he has 1 Metagross left. I'm just going to Heat Wave it, and he canceled the battle, so another easy win. I think this is actually a pretty good team. Like, once again, Delphox being such a fast Psy spammer. And the final match we're going to feature tonight is pretty interesting. I've not seen Corviknight in a while, so I'm kind of, caught off guard. It still has like Incineroar, Flutter Mane, Landorus, Ogerpon, and it also has Raging Bolt, which is a little bit scary. So I ended up still going for the Psy Spam lead, but because I don't know what's going on, I think I can definitely still handle things with the normal Psy Spam lead, because once again, Follow Me is a very good tool to protect your the Delphox, so even if I'm not leading into the best matchup, I can kind of mitigate it, and it's not like he has a lot of dark types. He only has 1 Incineroar I can't really deal with. So he led with the Landorus and the Corviknight, so pretty interesting lead. It's not the worst because, Incineroar's not in. I'm predicting that he's going to switch in Incineroar to tank the Psychic Spam. So what I actually did here, obviously, I still Follow Me to protect the Delphox, but what I actually did here is to Heat Wave. Because, I think taking out the Corviknight is more important. I still Terra Psychic just to get rid of the Fire weakness in case the Landorus goes for a Sandsear Storm, so I don't die. I can definitely tank it, even with, Life Orb, because of the Psychic Seed, which is pretty nice. Like, a lot of Pokemon these days are running, special attack moves because of Incineroar. They're very scared of Intimidate. Well, and it went for Earth Power, so even better. I just completely don't get damaged. And the Magician steals the Life Orb again from the Landorus, so I kind of neutered its damage, and I can also have even better damage now. And the Corviknight actually hits into the Indeedee with the Brave Bird. I thought it was going to die from Rocky Helmet and Recoil, but it lives on a Pixel, unfortunately. So now I can switch into the Tornadus. This is kind of like the perfect sort of setup for this, which is, sack the Indeedee, and now I can Tailwind, guarantee my Delphox is faster, and I keep Psy spamming. But obviously here, I'm going to, go for the Psychic instead of the Heat Wave, because Corviknight's only a Pixel. Well, they protect it with the Landorus, so I can still take out the Corviknight, which is pretty nice because I'm guaranteed to be faster. Tailwind is just, such a broken move on a prankster Pokemon like Tornadus or, Whimsicott. Unfortunately, still having to take the recoil penalty from the Life Orb despite only, doing pixel damage. Now Ogerpon comes in, and I'm actually going to do a play here because Ogerpon can easily Terra, and the Embody Aspect will boost its special defense, so it might not die from Expanding Force. So I'm actually going to use Sunny Day to try and cut Ivy Cudgel's damage in half. And this is exactly what he does here. He Terras into water to try to tank the Expanding Force. And it actually pays off. Well, if it did crit, I think I still would have died, So this really is just banking on it not critting as well. I kind of don't like, how many crit stuff exists, but I guess it's a necessary evil to, sort of counter defense spam. But yeah, Ivy Cudgel, really, really broken move, obviously. Expanding Force goes first because I have Tailwind. It's just going to kill the Landorus very easily because he already protected last turn. So as I predicted, Ivy Cudgel into the Delphox, and I actually tank because of the Sun. So this is also a good reason to have both Sun and Rain up. You really have a lot of control over your opponent's Pokemon sometimes, depending on how much they benefit or get punished by certain weather. So yeah, I think this is a cool moment at least. But once again, if it critted, I would have just lost anyways, but still. Pretty happy to have this get rewarded. I was contemplating turning off the photosynthesis with the Rain Dance, but I feel like I just didn't need to. Tailwind is just too broken. I'm still going to outspeed the Flutter Mane anyways, so might as well go with the Expanding Force and then Bleak Windstorm if I don't kill, and I can pick up the remaining HP, but I just end up killing both of them in one shot. So yeah, a really, really cool team, I have to say, and that's another easy win. And I ended up reaching like 6,000 or 5,000, and then I just lost a bunch of games in a row, which I will show in the end in very quick montages, and drop back down into 11,000. So that's just VGC for you. It gets really frustrating, but thank you guys for watching. Very weird video, a very weird commentary because I commentated afterwards, but hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it was a little bit better than last time, because I think someone told me last time they don't know what I'm talking about in terms of my, decisions and stuff. So yeah,